Good morning, traders. I'm Emily Vani, the CEO of the Investment Banking Institute and your host here at NewsWare's Trade Talk. Joining me is trading anchor Bill Olson, who brings more than 30 years of institutional trading experience to our program. At Trade Talk, we provide the facts, themes, and trading ideas for the day ahead. Today is Friday, February 7th. We close out this week as stocks seem to have stalled amid a timid market sentiment with uncertainty about corporate health, the economy, political actions, all remaining top of mind for investors. During regular trading yesterday, markets ended mixed, but not far off flat. The S&P 500 added 22 points, or 0.36%. The Nasdaq picked up 99 points, or 0.5%. The Dow ended in the red, giving up 125 points, or just more than 0.25%. Bill, let's get into Friday's action with what is happening in the markets this morning.
Yes, good morning, Emily. S&Ps are flat. We were up 0.05. Now we're down 0.02. I mean, it's really a directionless market right now. And the fact of the matter is we're really waiting for that non-farms payroll report, which comes out, 1 hour before the opening bell. But last night we did get those Amazon's earnings. Listen, it wasn't a bad report. It really wasn't, but the stock is trading lower. I mean, the guidance came in kind of below expectations. But if you look into the details of it, what they're really worried about on the guidance side is currency, FX, stronger dollar. You're going to hear that from other firms too, because when you get a stronger dollar, that causes additional risk to your profits from overseas that are coming in. So yeah, that was really what I saw wrong with the Amazon was currency headwinds. But we did get a lot of good earnings report. AFRM, Expedia, Boyd Gaming, Pinterest, Take-Two. They're all moving higher after their announcements. And Monday morning, let's face it, we got McDonald's and we got On Semiconductor. McDonald's is one of those firms that in the 90s, I always remember them saying, "Listen, our earnings were off because of the strength in the U.S. dollar." So I'm a little concerned about McDonald's earnings, and plus they had that E. coli outbreak in October, so we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. President Trump today, he's going to be meeting with the Prime Minister of Japan. Next week, he's going to be meeting with India's Prime Minister, I think next Thursday and Friday. But markets are still kind of waiting to hear word of a possible phone call between President Trump and President Xi of China, which could be happening over the weekend, but we'll have to wait and see. You out of Washington, you might get something from House Speaker Johnson. He might make a comment, talking about the budget reconciliation bill. Progress is better, but they're still way off. Casino stocks, they're in focus this morning. You know why? Because we got the Super Bowl this weekend, and that Super Bowl causes casino stocks to, start rising. So that is something to keep an eye on. Now we're turning our attention, we're turning over to seeing what's happening in Europe this morning. And Europe is trading lower. I mean, the DAX is flat. I mean, it's directionless right now. I mean, German industrial production dropped more than expected at the end of 2024, which was like its largest decline in about 5 months. The index is down 2.15 points, so it's 0.01. The FTSE, on the other hand, that's lower by 24 points, or 0.28%. It did have that big rally yesterday, last few days, but the pharma stocks are weakening, but the miners are okay because you got higher commodity prices. The CAC is down 11 points, or 0.14%. There's some weakness in luxury stocks going on over there. Last night in Asia, I mean, Asia was mixed to higher. I mean, the Nikkei did fall. The Nikkei fell 279 points, or 0.72%. There were hawkish comments from a BOJ official. Now, and he's talking about moving interest rates to 1% this year. That causes, that talk of higher interest rates, causes the yen to move higher, and it weakens equities. So I'm not surprised. And I was really thinking about this yesterday during the day. I was like, there's no way, the Nikkei is going to go higher just because of the hawkish comments that are out there. Hong Kong gained 1.16%. Now, it also gained 4.5% on the week. I mean, it's really due to the positive sentiment on AI stocks. Remember, they were closed all last week. China gained over 1%, or 33 points, and driven by gains in the auto sector and tech stocks, and slightly easing tensions with the U.S. That's positive. And then we're taking a quick look at oil, and oil is trading higher by about 0.75%. You get WTI at $71.14. You get Brent at $74.83. The main action here is, listen, oil's on track for its third straight weekly loss, and it's really concerns over the impact of Donald Trump's tariff policies and global growth and fuel demand. And that's kind of what's going on with oil right now. But we'll keep an eye on it. But it does look like it's headed for another weekly loss. But that's what I have for you in terms of a morning market update, Emily.
Bill, you did point out that jobs data that is coming out before the opening bell, obviously a widely anticipated report there. And we will get to economic events in just a moment. But before we get to economic events, you did mention a number of earnings. Amazon, obviously the big headline here, but a number of other interesting earnings to note. You also gave us a preview of what's ahead. So let's break it down. Bill, what's going on in terms of earnings action?
We're going to start off with ticker SKX, Sam Kilo X-ray, which is Skechers. I mean, the put activity was really negative, and I saw this going in. But you look at it, they did deliver a beat of 11 cents, but it was done on lower revenue. When you look at the stock this morning, SKX, it's down 12.2%. Boyd Gaming, ticker BYD, Boy Yellow David. That stock's up 3.3% this morning. They beat by 13 cents, and they did it on higher revenue. Expedia, ticker EXPE, they're up by 10.76%. They beat by 29 cents on higher revenue. Amazon, hey, they beat by 2 cents. They did it on higher revenue, but Amazon's stock is trading down 3.25%. Wasn't a bad report. Again, currency headwinds was really the big issue. Upcoming Monday morning, we got McDonald's, Mickey D's, EPS, $2.84. Expected move, 4.15%. Got On Semiconductor, ticker ON. Oscar Nancy. EPS, 98 cents, expected move 9.94% when they release Monday morning, Emily.
And Bill, you did mention Boyd Gaming in your earnings that came out. That was your pick of the day yesterday, up 3.3%. We may have given it away a little bit, but by the end of the show, we will check in to see how that pick of the day worked out. Now on to the economic events. Bill, that non-farm payrolls is what everybody's watching, but give us a rundown of everything we should be watching when it comes to the day's economic events.
Yep, that's it. That's the big one. 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. The non-farm payrolls report is due out, and I got to tell you, I mean, data is expected to display significant change due to factors like seasonal hiring, immigration issues, and having an effect on the labor market. We did have some cold snaps, which could, in January, which could also affect that labor market. But estimates are coming in for a reading of plus 170K for January, which would be a big decrease from December. Because remember, December we were plus 256K. A reading of 170, would be like the lowest in 3 months. So, that's going to be a big one to keep an eye on. Then at 10 a.m. we get the consumer sentiment report. This is the University of Michigan report. Then at 1 p.m. we get the Baker Hughes rig count. Now I will tell you that 9:25 this morning, 5 minutes before the market opens, we're going to be hearing from Fed Governor Michelle Baumann. Now she's in talk to become the next Fed chair of supervision. So yeah, keep an eye on Michelle Baumann's speech. We'll see if that happens. Remember, she was brought into the Fed by Trump in his last term. So yeah, I could see that happening. Also at 12 noon today, we're going to hear from another Fed governor, Adriana Kruger will be speaking. But that's what I have for you in terms of economic reports happening today, Emily.
Bill, you'll be following those comments using your NewsWare. You have alerts set up for Fed officials. You also have your alerts set up for those economic reports. You will see that non-farm payrolls and that number come out as soon as it is released at 8:30. So you'll be able to stay ahead of the markets instead of wondering what is going on, why are there changes, if there are any changes in market action. You'll grab that number as it happens. Other types of information that you're able to see as soon as they come out, things like merger news, guidance news, shareholders meetings, buyback news. You're also looking at catalyst calls. You group your stocks together like your FANG stocks and your Dow 30 stocks, really helping you track trends on any given trading day. So Bill, what else do you see is possibly moving the markets today?
I got 17 higher, 13 lower on my Dow. Doing the quick data check. I'm looking at my FANG stocks. So, hey, I'm seeing some gains in Amazon and Netflix. Everything else is trading lower, so we've got to be a little concerned. But let's take a look at some of the news behind the tape. Apple's weakening. It's down about 0.2%. They've been ordered to create a backdoor to allow UK regulators to access users' content that has been uploaded from the cloud or to the cloud. They might not comply. They might just move all their stuff offshore, out of the UK. It doesn't fit with their privacy data that they talk about. What else? Amazon. Listen, the stronger dollar is always a negative on international companies. When they report, and that's kind of what I saw with Amazon. Google, ticker GOG, they're testing a search AI mode with employees. Netflix is considering a bid for Formula One TV rights. That could be interesting. NFLX. Tesla sales in China electric vehicles fell 11.5% in January from a year earlier. Not good. Talking Dow Jones 30 stocks. We're talking Apple. They're expected to unveil a new iPhone SE as early as next week. I'm talking February 11th, which is, I think, Tuesday. So keep an eye out for that. Goldman Sachs, the Fed is ending its program requiring big banks to submit data for climate stress tests. Okay. The stocks had a big move off of that yesterday. We'll see if they are able to continue that stretch. In terms of merger news, well, this isn't really merger news, but Aspen Tech, AZPN, Apple Zebra, Paul Nancy. Elliott Capital, they emerge as an investor with over a 9% stake in the company, AZPN, Apple Zebra, Paul Nancy. In terms of guidance, the firm, ticker AFRM, they see full year 2025 revenue coming in 3.13 billion to 3.19 billion. The street estimate at 3.11. That's a big uptick. NET, Nancy Edward Tom, that's Cloudflare. They see full year 2025 adjusted EPS 79 cents to 80 cents. Street estimate has it at 85 cents. Big downtick. Fortnite, ticker FTNT, Frank Tom, Nancy Tom, they see full year 2025 EPS coming in $2.41 to $2.47. Street estimates $2.42. That's an uptick. I'll give it to him. Skechers, SKX. This is what happened when you come out with bad earnings. Bad guidance. Full year 2025 EPS $4.30 to $4.50. Street estimate was looking for $4.89. That's a big downtick. That's why you see Skechers trading, down 11.93% this morning. In terms of shareholder meetings going on, OWL, OWL, Oscar William Larry, Blue Owl Capital is holding an Investors Day today. It's going to start at 8:30 a.m. In terms of buyback news, Fortune Brands, FBIN, Frank Boy, Indy, and Nancy, they announced a 1 billion share buyback. Sanofi, ticker SNY, Sam Nancy Yellow, they announced their intentions for a 2 billion euro share buyback during this year. In terms of catalysts, sports trader SRAD, Sam Richard, Apple David, Citibank put them on a 90-day positive catalyst watch going into their April 1 Investors Day. That's what I have for you about news hitting the tape today, Emily.
This is the type of data that NewsWare delivers daily. It's factual, it's market moving, and our alerting functions bring it to your attention as it happens. Go to www.newsware.com now and sign up for the trial and see for yourself the benefits that professional Newswire delivers. We've now made it to that time of the show for the Trade Talk pick of the day. Bill, what do you have for us to end this week?
Going with Taiwan Semiconductor, ticker TSM, Tom, Sam, Michael. Here's the thing. On Monday, they're going to be releasing their January 2025 sales report. After their earnings were with that big beat and that positive guidance last month, I expect another positive report. I expect them to talk a lot of sunshine. I expect this to be a pep rally report. So, yeah, I like Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM. I look at yesterday's call volume, 53,481 versus 41,124. Positive. Open interest is negative, though. You get the 714, 759 calls versus 864, 762 puts. Still like it, though. Major brokers, they like the stock, but it's about the entry price. I'm looking at the stock 211 to 212 right now, 211.70 to 212.05. Okay, it's up $1, 0.5%. I feel better at 209. I got to tell you, I feel better at 209. I'm looking at the segment. I'm looking at the sector this morning, and I am seeing weakness in that sector. Nvidia is down, On Semiconductor's down, Intel is down, ARM is down, AMD is down. So I'm hoping for a little weakness, and I'm looking for an entry price around 209. 209 is my entry price. The reason being is releasing that January 2025 sales report on Monday. So I'm going to be waiting during the day, see if I can get that entry price. But that's my pick of the day, Taiwan Semiconductor, ticker TSM, Emily.
TSM it is today. We will follow that along with you. And coming up before we sign off for the weekend, we will do a recap on yesterday's pick of the day that I mentioned earlier in the show. But before we get there, let's take a look at the current breaking headlines that have hit the tape in our hot off the press segment. Bill, take it away.
Okay, what do we see here? TD Bank says zero catastrophic claims in Q1. Trump will be doing an interview before the Super Bowl game on Sunday. Elon Musk's brother unloads Tesla stock at a key juncture. Interesting. Alibaba denies rumor of a $1 billion DeepSeek investment. Walgreens Boots Alliance, they sold $300 million worth of Cencora shares. Now their ownership is about 6%. That's all I'm seeing this morning, Emily.
Okay, Bill, before we sign off and get to trading on this Friday, let's do that check-in on yesterday's pick of the day. We pointed it out earlier in the show was Boyd Gaming. As you told us during your earnings rundown, they did release earnings yesterday. They reported a Q4 EPS of $1.96, well ahead of analyst estimates, and revenue for the quarter came in at $1.04 billion versus the consensus of $997.74 billion. So beat there as well. You did tell us the stock is up more than 3% this morning. You may have given it away, but Bill, how did your call work out?
Winner, winner, winner. That's all I can say. Stock opened up at $76.59 and it closed at $78.57. There's your 1% right there. But you want to know something? This was an earnings play. And, it's in the right sector. And guess what? They came in with a strong beat. And the stock hit $81 last night. And you look at it this morning, it's trading $81.19 this morning. So that's like a 5% move. So Boyd Gaming, BYD, Boy Yellow David, big winner yesterday, big winner. So I was very happy to see, Emily.
Nice big win there, Bill. And we will check in with you on Monday about today's Taiwan Semiconductor pick of the day. Bill, thank you as always for your expert insight. Join us back here Monday and each weekday morning next week at NewsWare's Trade Talk when we provide the facts, themes, and trading ideas for the day ahead. Again, I'm your host, Emily Bonney, here with trading anchor Bill Olson. Traders, you know what to do. Let's go out there and make some green.